is from a previous life. So just bear with me while I get my screen sorted for you. And it'd just be great if we could have some access to the chat there, Sean. That would be fab when you get a chance. Okay, so just to kick things off then, really, we'd just like to thank Sean and the EAS team for inviting us here this afternoon. What we'd like to do is really explain to you who we are, what we do, and share our digital offerings with you here, and hopefully you have something useful to take away from it. So we'll just start by answering the question, who are we? You may have heard of Big Learning Company before, or this may be your first time coming across us. But in fact, we are a digital skills and training company that's been working for around about 15 years now. And we specialize in 3 core pillars, which you can see on the screen there. The first of which being digital skills training, the second of which being work-based learning, and finally also our EdTech solutions arm of the business as well. And throughout this short presentation, we'll be talking you through each of these and hopefully provide you with something that will be beneficial to you as a practitioner, but also your organization as a whole. So just quickly, just a bit of self-promotion there about meeting the BLC team. Who are we? Well, we like to think of ourselves as experts in digital learning. We're made up of practitioners from a range of different backgrounds, from primary schools, secondary schools, additional educational settings such as science centres, and we really are passionate about trying to bridge the gap between education and the world of work. You may have come across either via social media or on your travels an organization called Tramshed Tech. The founder of that is Louise, who you can see there in the red jacket, and they're very much our sister company, and I'll explain that a little bit more in a second. But we are the BLC team, and we've got myself, Jack, we've got Katie joining us, and Connor here today, and you'll hear from each of us throughout this presentation. So where are we based? Well, we're in multiple locations across South Wales. Chances are you've walked past or maybe even been into one of our locations. So as BLC, we're based in the newly refurbished Newport Market, Griffin Place. We're just to the side and above. So if you've maybe ventured into the market, chances are we've probably crossed paths with each other. But that's essentially our home base. In addition, we have a location in Grangetown in Cardiff, Tramshed Tech, which is a stone's throw away from the music venue. And then thirdly, our most recent location is Tramshed Tech in Barry at Goodsheds. Any foodies amongst you may have been to Goodsheds once or twice. And even more locations coming soon, both in Newport and in Swansea. Lots of these are co-working spaces and bookable meeting rooms. So maybe at your organization, you fancy an away day in some swanky surroundings. Maybe think about getting in touch with Tramshed Tech. Okay, so the main crux of what we want to share with you today is our work-based learning offering. I'm going to hand over to Katie in a second to talk you through some of the finer details. Over the last few years, Big Learning Company has had some fantastic success in delivering work-based learning qualifications to teachers, support staff, and people in a range of educational settings. This is mainly focused in the west of Wales, within the Swansea Council area, under the banner of Partneriaeth. We've gone as far as Carmarthen, and also we have a few schools within the EAS conducting our previous qualification, Digital Learning Design. So today we want to talk to you through our latest qualification, hot off the press, which is called Digital Learning Practitioner. And I'll hand over to Katie at this moment in time to talk you through this. So Katie, over to you.
Great, thanks, Jack. Like Jack said, this is a brand new qualification. You might have colleagues or friends who completed the previous qualification. The purpose of this qualification is to provide practitioners with the knowledge and skills to create effective and inclusive digital content for learning and development. So as the slide says, it's a free, fully funded CPD opportunity for you. It's funded by the Welsh Government for 18 months, but depending on your delivery plan or you as an individual, if you were interested, this could be completed sooner than 18 months. It is delivered remotely in cycles. This would consist of 6-week cycles where you would have a content delivery webinar. You would have a review with your assessor, which would be me, where I'd offer you support and guidance on the tasks and submissions. And then again, you'd have your submission window there. So we offer a lot of different assessment methods to suit the individual or the school setting, such as recorded discussions, digital projects, question and answer workbooks. Again, we work with you, the individuals, if you were interested. There is plenty of support available. Assessor support from myself. I'm always available through email, phone, WhatsApp to suit you. There is a learner employee manager, which would be a line manager and assessor triangle. We work with yourselves and your line manager to offer support. It's also really beneficial for your school to know what you're working on. You can offer your expertise in a certain area, but this qualification doesn't only benefit yourselves as practitioners, it benefits the wider community, such as your school. You could deliver on insets, and it just generally upskilling yourselves and the wider network there. It's part of a wider qualification framework, which includes Essential Skills Wales, numeracy, digital literacy, and communication. We can sort of knock 2 of these off if you have qualifications, so GCSEs in maths and English. We can provide proxy evidence, which means you wouldn't have to complete the essential skills. Digital literacy would then come as an additional qualification along with the level 3 digital learning practitioner diploma. So I have whizzed through that. That's just some of the finer details of the qualification. But we do have a digital learning practitioner education pathway poster I'd like to share with yourselves, which includes, Jack's kindly circling it on the screen for me now, but it does include some of the units that would be involved in that course and what they would entail. Any questions on this, please feel free to email me, and we'll pop our emails in the chat if we have access to that. But yeah, any questions? We'd like to see some of you interested. But again, just like to add before I hand you back over to Jack, even if yourselves are not interested in this course, if you're sat there thinking, oh, I know someone within my school, whether it be a teacher or support staff, that would be interested, please pass on our details and we'd love to talk to them further about the qualification. Thanks, Jack.
Brilliant, thanks, Katie. And yeah, you know, we've had great success of this in different consortia across Wales, and we're really excited to bring this through to the EAS region. Just to pick up on a couple of points about the fact that it is completely free, it's fully funded. As if we haven't made it obvious enough with the the bright graphics on the screen. The units are bespoke to you, so if there's certain priorities where you'd like to upskill yourself in a certain area, as an example, it could be something like graphic design, or maybe there's priorities in school as part of the school development plan or school improvement plan. These are all things that we can take into consideration. So Katie's email address, we'll hopefully be able to pop it in at some point for you. Katie heads up our work-based learning arm, and it's katie@biglearningcompany.com. But brilliant, thanks, Kate. Okay, so just looking ahead, we also offer a wide range of digital skills training. We're really able to draw on our close relationship with Tramshed Tech to connect with experts in their field. When you can rattle off names such as Google, Microsoft as tenants in your organization, you can understand how we can bring really high quality expert trainers to yourselves there and bring them within reach to you. A project that we recently worked on with the Welsh Council for Voluntary Action and the third sector was designing our own digital skills training series. That was split into 8 different topics, as you can see on the screen, with sessions with guest speakers such as on user experience design. How can we make content as user-friendly as possible? Social media technologies, not just how do we stay safe, but how can we use it effectively and grow our following? Creating digital processes, using some of those hidden tools in the Office 365 package that no one ever really gets the chance to play with. Looking at cybersecurity across an organization and also digital data, but then maybe more broad topics such as digital communication and collaboration fundamentals. This is bespoke. You can pick and choose these off the menu as such, But also tying in with what Sean said and their great offering, we also have offerings around what's available in Hub. Don't want to tread on Connor's toes. He'll probably talk about some of those a little bit more, but things such as the full Microsoft suite, the full Adobe suite, and also areas such as Minecraft education, etc. So just to really share the fact that we also offer those more generic training skills sessions in addition to our work-based learning arm. So then that third core pillar is the topic of EdTech, and who better to talk you through that than our resident EdTech expert, Connor. So Con, I'll hand over to you to talk about our EdTech offering.
Thanks, Jack. Nice introduction. Yeah, so our EdTech offering, kind of like BLC itself, is split into 3 branches, 3 arms, what you like to call them. We have our teacher CPD, which focuses on upskilling teachers, giving you the confidence to go and take either EdTech that you've newly purchased that's been lying around in your schools, stuff that you've been looking at bringing into your schools for a while, whatever it might be from your end. And we will come to you, help you understand how it works, go through the basics, come up with bespoke lessons for you, or rather help you to come up with the lessons for your students so that you can be the best teachers you can be. I know everybody here is striving towards that, otherwise you wouldn't be here, and that's what our teacher CPD programs aim to do. Some of the things or the topics that we cover, things like microbits, Scratch, Minecraft. We also offer Lego education product training, things like WeDo's or they call the Mindstorms, the new Spike Primes, Spheros. There's loads of different things that we can help you understand and learn how to use in your classrooms. The sessions, we try our best to work around what works for you as teachers. Obviously, you're very busy people, so we offer a range of different options, broken down into twilight sessions, so after school sessions, around about 2 hours, half day sessions, which work out around 4 hours, or full day sessions, which again work out around 6 hours. So we can come to you, deliver one of these sessions, depending on how much time we have. We can really get into the equipment or the software or whatever it might be, and help you come up with what's going to work best in your school. Elsewhere, we have our workshops. So we've this is relatively new, is starting up again, where we come to you again, and this time, rather than work directly with your teachers, we would work with your students, and using your equipment. If you've got I don't know, maybe you've got Lego kits that you've purchased but haven't had the chance to use yet, or maybe you've got microbits that you've been sitting in the cupboard looking at and thinking, how am I going to use these? How can I bring these into my classroom? Through our workshops, your teachers can get a nice understanding of how these things can be used in a classroom. Again, we'd come in, we'd work with either one classroom or multiple classrooms, whole year group within a day, if that's what you're looking for. And not only do your students then get a fun, engaging experience, but your teachers also have the experience of seeing this equipment, these kits, this software in action, and hopefully helps them understand how it can be used, and they can use then their expertise to build off that and bring new lessons into their classroom. And then finally, we have our train and go system. With this, the idea is that we would loan you some of our Lego kits. We would provide training, so it's not just here's some kits, off you go, but we would actually come in, give you the kits for a week, show you how to use them, give you a lesson that you could use out the box, or you could use develop your own. We would deliver them, let you have them for a week, and then we would pick them up at the end of the week. And the idea with this is maybe you as a school are thinking about purchasing something like a set of Lego for your classes, but don't know if it'll be useful, don't know if it'll be worth your resources. So here you can have a chance to experience it without sinking the cost of buying them without knowing, and we can give you some of that foundation to build off, lessons to build from, the experience of seeing it in action, and then you can make up your mind on whether you want to actually purchase them for long-term use. The other thing that we can do as part of our EdTech arm of BLC, if you are interested in purchasing some of the equipment that we've mentioned or other ones that I haven't mentioned, we have links with a supplier, so we can work with you to get you not only the best deals but the equipment that you're after as well, and follow that up with again our teacher CPD training. So yeah, again, like Katie said, any questions, drop us an email. More than happy to talk to you individually through Teams chats to give you more information if that's what you're looking for, or if you'd rather do it through email, that's fine. But yeah, get in touch and we can give you even more information.
Brilliant, thank you, Con. I must also add as well that across our whole range of services, they are also available fully bilingually as well. Con being our resident expert in that field as well. So just in the interest of time, I know Sean's got a lot to get through, so we're just going to wrap things up. We thought that we would try and just spread a little bit of festive cheer. So the eagle-eyed amongst you may have already come across this via our social media channels, or if I pestered you on Facebook. We are launching or have launched a Christmas Lego bundle competition. This is an opportunity for you to win a set of Lego, class bundle really for your school. We've done the calculations and Connor tells me it's worth over £2,000. The only requirements really are that you need to work in a school, so I think that's probably everybody. You just enter with a valid school email address. It's one entry per person, but there can be multiple entries per school, and we'll even hand deliver it to you. So it's one of those you've got to be in it to win it situations. We've got a link there on the screen using the TicketSource platform. If you go to ticketsource.co.uk/BLC, you'll see full details there of what you can win, as well as on our socials, and the closing date there being Friday the 23rd of December, and we would bring that out to you when we return after the Christmas holidays. So definitely something to look out for. Spread the news, get your entries in, but that was something great to finish with there. So just to bring to a close, how do you get in touch with us? Well, our main port of call at the moment is our Twitter account. If you go onto there, you'll see what we've been up to, and we're regularly posting updates. Our email address is really easy to remember. It's just our first name @biglearningcompany.com. Just make sure you get the spellings right on that. Our website is right on the verge of having a relaunch after being refreshed. And I've also popped my phone number on the screen there for you if anybody did want to get in touch by picking up the phone. But yeah, I mean, that really concludes our presentation and what we do and what we're about. I just wondered if there were any questions as such that people maybe wanted to ask. I don't think I've got access to the chat there, Sean, so I wasn't able to put some of the links in, but thanks for trying.
I've been working on it, but it wouldn't work for some reason. Anyone have any questions for the team?
Sean, if we could maybe share everything across with you, we've got kind of like an initial inquiry form where maybe people could just fill that out if they did have any kind of inquiry moving forward. But as we said, the crux of our offering really is the digital learning practitioners qualification. We really want to make a network of passionate teachers about digital across the EAS to team up with our cohort in West Wales and then create a Pan Wales network of digital practitioners. So that's the plan there, really.
Excellent. Thanks, Jack, and thank you, Connor and Katie, as well, for your time this afternoon. And lots of sort of valuable stuff in there, guys, around that digital learning practitioner stuff. So if you are interested in any of those things, guys, I will send the links out to you and you can get in touch with the team. So thank you all, and we'll see you again.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your day.
Thanks, everyone.
Fabulous. So I'm going to hand over now to Laura, who's just popped up on the screen there. Laura is working for Technocamps, and she is going to share with you an exciting offer around cyber careers, I believe, Laura. So I will hand the floor over to you.
Brill, thank you. Yeah, I apologise for the close-up of the from the camera, but I've broken my laptop and I'm using an old school webcam, so I'm a bit behind the times. So hopefully across EAS, you will know about Technocamps. So I'm the regional coordinator in South East Wales for and based at USW, University of South Wales. I know we've delivered a range of CPD across your region and work with your schools as well. And maybe you have links with the Cardiff Technocamps team as well at Cardiff University. So I'm not talking about Technocamps specifically today. I'm actually talking about a new project that just the USW team are leading on. So I'm just going to share my information. I think it's on this one. I haven't got a fancy presentation, I'm afraid, like a big learning company. So hopefully you can see that information now. Someone just gives me a thumbs up. But basically, the University of South Wales are a Cyber ACE university, which basically means an academic centre of excellence. So with funding from the National Cyber Security Council, I think it's Council, we are offering some professional learning or CPD for teachers who are in charge of careers. So maybe more relevant to the secondary schools, but we do career talks for primary schools as well, which we've just done today actually in Bridgend. So our Cyber Careers are ACE project is basically trying to improve people's knowledge of cyber careers across Careers Wales and teachers and advisory teachers and careers teachers in schools. It is a short, sharp sort of workshop of 2 hours and basically covering sort of the essential information on cyber in Wales. So it's very much Wales focused. So we hope to cover the 16 cyber specialisms, look at the cyber landscape in Wales, try and keep our pupils and the skills that we sort of develop in our pupils and students at universities in Wales, look at the routes into cyber through HE, look at the kind of jobs that are out there to get people interested in staying in Wales and working in cyber, and giving you some information on the Cyber First Schools project. So I know there are a number of Cyber First schools with gold awards in Wales. I know Cardiff High is one of them. There's some colleges as well. We've also got schools with bronze and silver Cyber First Schools awards. So you can find out some more information about that and how that project runs and how you can sort of apply for that certificate of recognition. So at the moment, we have sessions booked in for Careers Wales careers advisors, but for the school teachers and school sessions, we are looking to do the sessions on a on-demand basis, or work with a consortia to book in a day where as many people as possible can attend the session. So we're not running too many sessions, and people sort of can block off their time to attend these sessions. So we are looking for schools to email us. So Laura Ferguson, her email address is on there. She'll be a main point of contact. We can run the sessions online or face to face. If we've said 10 staff or more, we're happy to come and work with a large group. And yes, I think that's it. We will be running the sessions from January onwards. Generally, our window for this is between January and March to try and deliver as many sessions as possible. And that's all really. So yeah, it's just getting interest from the schools and the teachers to let us know if they want to attend this training. We also have a link with TechniQuest and their Enthuse program. So if we do need funding for teacher cover, then that is an option as well. So if you're finding it difficult to get out of the classroom, then there is that option to apply for teacher cover through that project. So yeah, that's all. I haven't got much more to say. So check out the Technicamps website as well for all our free offerings. Everything we do is free with Welsh Government funding. So we do similar stuff to the Big Learning Company with Microbits, Lego, and other workshops. And we taught Connor all he knows, or he got his experience with Technicamp, so he is very knowledgeable. He worked with us for a few years before moving over to Big Learning Company recently, so it's great to see him still doing similar things. And that's all from me. So yeah, contact Laura Ferguson or myself, and Sean can share my email with everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Laura. Obviously some great stuff around cyber there, and I know that cyber at the moment is a real sort of hot topic, particularly with sort of the climate in Europe and the worries around cyber attacks on hub and all those kinds of things. So I think there's definitely I think there's going to be lots of careers for cyber security.
Exactly, it's a big growing industry.
Particularly with a focus now on sort of computational thinking and computer science, there's going to be lots of focus around that in the new curriculum. So some great opportunities there. If you could send that across to me, Laura, I'll send it out into our group so everyone's got that information that you shared.
Yeah. Thank you. I think Sarah Summers has sent it out as well. So I think it may have already been sent out to people, but
yeah, no problem. I can stick it in our team space.
That'd be great. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, Laura. Thanks for your time this afternoon. Thank you, everyone. One more presentation to go before we can have a little bit of a break, but this one's going to be really exciting because I think you can relate to this in terms of what you might be able to do in your classroom when you go back into school. Just a little side note on the Big Learning Company stuff. Something they didn't mention, which I thought was a little bit cheeky. Their professional learning offer is paid. You need to pay for it. They didn't mention any of the costs on there. What I wanted them to focus on was the digital learning qualification, which is obviously free and fully funded. But if you and your school would like to take up any professional learning with Big Learning Company, then you would have to pay for that. Like Laura said, Technicamps do offer a lot of that, and they offer a lot of that for free. And also within my role within the AS and our Learning Network schools, we can cover a lot of those bases as well. So please keep that in mind. If you need to, we can, but obviously we've got the capacity there to do so. Okay, last presentation then. Anna, are you there? Just double checking you are still there.
I am still here, yes.
Fantastic. So this is Anna, everybody. If you've not met Anna before, Anna is digital lead at Llancaich Juniors. She's probably going to go through all this in her presentation, so sorry if I'm stealing your thunder.
No, go ahead, it's fine.
So Anna's fantastic, has done some fantastic work with her digital leaders and some of the pupil voice groups in school around the Cyber Heroes project, and she's here this afternoon to share that with you. I'm sure she'll be open to taking any questions at the end or throughout if need be. But we thought it'd be a good idea to start off with showing you a little trailer of what the children created, and then I'll hand over to Anna then to present on the process behind it. So let me just, hopefully you'll be able to hear it as well. So this is just a little trailer of the project that Anna is going to talk to you about.
Unfortunately, I can't hear the sound on this, Sean.
Oh, no. It's done it again, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Let me try again. So there we have a little taster of the project that Anna has completed in school. So I'll hand over to Anna now to present the journey. off you go. Thanks, Anna.
Thank you, Sean. Well, I have to say my headphones have just stopped working, so you might be interrupted or will be interrupted slightly by a school bell and a singing caretaker and children leaving at some point during this presentation. But hopefully you'll still be able to hear me clearly. So the Cyber Heroes project was an initiative that was designed and delivered by the National Digital Exploitation Centre, and I'll call them NDEC for short. And the aim of their organisation is to deliver cybersecurity education across South East Wales. So we heard about it via an email that was shared with me, and I thought, oh, this project sounds really interesting. And then we made contact with NDEC. This company or organisation is co-developed by the Welsh Government and the University of South Wales, as well as Thales. And you might have heard before of Digital Heroes, and that's part of a Digital Communities Wales project whereby schools go into care settings. This is prior to COVID, actually, and they were able to share digital skills. It might be things like online shopping or video conferencing and things like that. But the Cyber Heroes project was more to do with cybersecurity and online safety for members of the elderly community. That was the initiative. So the projects began by selecting members that would actually be part of the Cyber Heroes team. So our student council is divided into 5 teams. We've got the Crew Cymraeg, the Digital Leaders, Wellbeing Warriors, Curriculum team, and the PR team. They were the public relations team for our school. And we selected members of the PR team and the Digital Leaders from year 5-6 to form a group of Cyber Heroes. So the project began with Cyber Heroes training, and this was a remote online safety activity. It took place last year, so visitors weren't really coming in. It was more sort of online learning and so on with organisations such as NDEC. So following the training, which was all to do with how to safe online, making sure your passwords were safe, making sure that you didn't reveal too much personal information when online. So following this training, the Cyber Heroes began the process of creating an online safety video. And the aim was that it would be shared with members of the elderly community. Through NDEC as well, they actually linked us up with the University of South Wales and the local hospital radio, YYFM. So they were heavily involved in our project. And it was particularly good because the children knew right from the start that they were working for a real purpose. The video that they would produce would actually help others to learn how to stay safe online. I have to say this project started off as quite a small scale project whereby they were just thinking about helping elderly members of the community to stay safe online. But by the end, it became a project which involved all stakeholders. So it was our local school community, pupils, staff, parents, governors, and also the listeners of YYFM and beyond. So it did become quite a big project, but it can be very small scale if you wanted it to be. So it was a project of the many stages. It started off basically with the children writing and editing a script, and they did that with me. So it's very much co-constructed, and it took on the sort of theme of 007. So 007 is like James Bond, and he's given a new device, which you saw in the trailer, and he goes off on his travels to Barbados on a secret mission. And he uses his new device and along the way makes lots and lots of online safety errors. And the Cyber Heroes were there to help him to stay safe online. That was the whole premise of the video. So after they've written their script, they then rehearsed it and filmed it. And they used green screen to do this. So there you can see on this picture, there's loads of videos, many videos, I have to say, of them doing their online safety video using green screen. And they used iMovie to edit it. And this is where I found their skills in digital video editing were absolutely amazing. I learned a lot through doing this, but they also did, and they had pictures within pictures, overlays, text, videos popping up whilst they were in front of the green screen. It was absolutely amazing. So there was a lot of video editing in this project as well, and also the producing element as well. So you saw at the start they had a trailer. That was released prior to the launch of the full-length video, which turned out to be 13 minutes in the end. And you can see there, I've put at the top the DCF links that they focused on. So obviously it's creating digital content, evaluating and improving, and then the citizenship aspect as well in terms of online safety. This project was heavily linked with external agencies. So along the way, Stephen from YYFM, he's the sort of director of the radio station, and Steve, a senior lecturer at USW Cardiff School of Creative and Cultural Industries, visited the Cyber Heroes team. So they did this remotely. There's our school bell. They did this remotely, and they also came into school when they were able to as well. They visited when we were sort of out of our bubbles. And during that time, they shared their skills, top tips, knowledge of the radio industry and producing digital content. They gave them some amazing feedback, and the children then used that to edit and improve their videos. And you can see there we've got lots of regular virtual and face-to-face meetings. So they could sort of see what they'd done, evaluate what they'd done, and then plan their next steps. Steve from USW actually suggested that we serialize the video. So rather than producing and launching it in one big go, they broke it down into episodes, and then those episodes were released over several weeks so that it sort of engaged a wider audience, and they would be looking forward to the next Cyber Heroes video. So here we are. So we had a big launch. This is on Twitter. We also launched it via Dojo. We launched it via YYFM's website, also USW's website as well. And this really was good for audience engagement. And so I've just said about us where we launched it in terms of Twitter and Dojo. All the episodes are actually available on the YYFM website, and they put it on Apple Podcast as well and Spotify, so you can listen to the Cyber Heroes video. And the idea being as well that the YYFM patients who in the hospital radio patients as well could listen to the videos or watch them as well. So it really did have quite a wide audience. And like I said, it started off as a small scale project, but it became much bigger as time went along. And we've done a lot of celebrating. So we're really proud of the video that they produced. The children were really proud. All the teachers were, the governors were, and so on. So USW also wanted to celebrate it. They've actually put it on their communities of expertise part of their website. They've got a big feature length on it. It's gone on the YYFM newsletter that's been shared with all the hospital radio stations in the local area as well. So it's been brilliant in terms of promoting online safety, but also sharing it with that wider audience. And then there's loads of benefits. Holly Lidbury at NDEC did say to me that if you were interested in doing a Cyber Heroes project, it doesn't have to be a video. The video was produced because of lockdown, and it was the most accessible route for people to actually view it. But she said that the Cyber Heroes project is still running, and you can now, they still link you up with a care setting. So children can actually go into the care setting now, rather than doing a video. It might be that you just do a face-to-face presentation if it's something you're interested in. So the benefits of the Cyber Heroes project, obviously that it's brilliant for cross-curricular links. So it involved literacy in terms of the writing and evaluating, editing and improving. DCF, I've always mentioned this, we've got image identity and reputation elements of the DCF, citizenship, health and well-being, online behaviour, and then also the producing aspect as well in terms of creating digital content, evaluating and improving as well. And then you can see below the writing links as well. It was particularly good for proofreading because the children knew that what they produced was going to quite a wide audience, and they knew it had to be authentic, they knew it had to be real, well written, and actually educating people. So they were really diligent and made sure they checked their work and they revised it and they improved it as they went along. So another benefit is the fact, obviously I've just said this, it's authentic, it's creative and it's purposeful. They were working with a real purpose, and they were so motivated in terms of wanting to do a good job, and particularly with YYFM and USW as well coming in, they really wanted to impress them and took their feedback on how they could make it even better. And then in terms of establishing ongoing relationships, since the project's finished, I've been in regular contact with YYFM and USW in terms of future projects. So we've actually just been given some special microphones, Bluetooth microphones by YYFM that we're going to use as part of our podcasts. And the children are now involved in a literacy project where they're going to read some of their stories that they've been writing in literacy recently for the radio station. So it's like, well, sort of linked to the Three Little Pigs. They've been adapting that, and they'll read them, create podcasts, and they can be shared with the YYFM listeners. So it is very much a project that's kind of snowballed, really, and the links there that we've established through the Cyber Heroes project are ongoing, which is brilliant. And then the ultimate purpose of the Cyber Heroes project was to help keep members of our community and beyond safe online. And I think we definitely achieved that in terms of our video. And then obviously we're not going to watch the 13-minute video now. You've seen the trailer, but if you are interested in viewing the whole video, I've put QR codes on there so you can see the full feature-length green screen video. And if you want to hear the serialized 3-minute episodes, that's available on the YYFM website, and I've also included the QR code there for you to link. And then recently I've spoken to Holly, her tweet is there about Cyber Heroes. So if you are interested in taking part in the Cyber Heroes project or Digital Heroes project, she said they're very much open to supporting the schools. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a video, and it doesn't have to be a huge scale project like ours became, but they're very keen to support schools who would like innovative ways of delivering the citizenship aspect of the DCF. And it's free. You don't have to pay at all. It won't necessarily be that you'll be linked with YYFM or USW, but they will, if you don't currently have a care setting that you're linked with, they will link you with one. And that is it from our Cyber Heroes. So if you have any questions, please email me, or you can ask them now. That's absolutely fine. Thank you.
Diolch, Anna. Thank you so much for that. And I think there's some really good examples there of how digital can bring the curriculum alive, some really authentic learning opportunities. And I think the importance of being able to bring in external agencies to provide that extra bit of, so pizzazz is the word I'm looking for, I suppose, to a project like this, because for our children, as we're probably all aware, we want them to aspire to be something, and by bringing in external experts, it gives them that kind of platform to look and aim towards. So yeah, really great opportunity there. Thank you for sharing, Anna. And if there's any questions, you can pop them in the chat now, or say hello, or I know Anna's got something to say, so go on, Anna.
Are you able to share the last part of our video, Sean, just so it gives a flavour of what the main one was like? This is just at the very end. It's summarising what their top tips were. It's from about 12:10.
This is where it doesn't work, isn't it? Yep.
If we all use these tips to stay safe online, we can all join all the benefits of the internet. We hope you enjoyed our videos and found them useful. The Cyber Heroes are here to help you stay safe online.
Thanks for the great advice. Now I will definitely make sure I'm cyber safe from now on. Thank you.
So that was 007 right at the end, saying thank you for all the top tips. And by the end of the video, he was definitely online safety aware and changed his ways in terms of being safe online. So that's it.
Diolch again, Anna. Thank you very much. Right, everybody. What I propose we do now is we have a 5-minute break, just if you need to get off to the toilet, grab yourself something to eat. When we come back, then we'll be going into some breakout rooms just to complete a task looking at progression around data. So I'll share that with you when we come back. So if we aim to come back at 3:10, if that's okay for everyone, we'll get started then at 3:10. So go and grab yourself a drink, go to the toilet, and I'll see you all in 5 minutes time.